Weekly Wednesday wrap-up. Lights, camera, action!
Welcome, everybody! Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Wednesday Wrap-Up!
I'm Sylvia Gordon.
And I'm Rebecca Gordon!
And we are wrapping up What Happened to Insurance last week live here at our AEP Kickoff.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I gotta start with the story. I know this isn't part of our script. This is the funniest thing. So you know our whole theme for today is hippies, right? So I go into Starbucks, which as you know, I go into every day. It's part of my routine. Everybody in Starbucks knows me. I come in with my hippie shirt, and one of the ladies, older lady, I think she's a throwback hippie. I think she is still a hippie. So she looked at me and she goes, "I like your tie-dye shirt." And I said, "Thanks." I said, "I'm a hippie. We're having a meeting, I'm a hippie." She goes, "Your hair looks too nice to be a hippie." I said, "Oh," I said, "Well, yeah, it's a meeting, so I'm still gonna do my hair." She goes, "You can't wear makeup if you're a hippie." I said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be with a bunch of colleagues, that's why I'm doing my hair and makeup." She goes, "You need dirt on your face." I said, well, I don't, because you need dirt in your fingernails. I'm like, okay, I'm not a hippie, I'm just wearing a tie-dye shirt, thank you. I was completely hippie shamed. It's a true story.
You're a bad hippie.
I just walked away. I was kind of like, okay, I'm sorry, you win. I'm so not a hippie.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's cut right to it. We're talking about CMS Guidelines and the changes for this year, and everybody's so excited about. In many years, I have a bunch of bad news to share and terrible new restrictive guidelines. And this year I have all good stuff to share.
Yay!
Yeah, and so as much as you might hate Trump, Trump is very much pro-MAPD, very much pro-Medicare Advantage, because it's privatized and because it takes part of the burden off the federal government. So we've seen a loosening, and we're going to see more, and nobody's sad about that. So the first one is unsolicited contacts. You can't cold call people. We all know that. That's against the rules. But now you can cold email people.
I think I get cold emailed a lot. How does that happen?
Okay, so you can buy a list of anything. So if I buy a list of emails of people turning 65, you were not allowed to cold email them, to unsolicitedly market them for Medicare.
Okay.
Now you can. Okay, so I put the regulation
Awesome.
on the screen that now you can, as long as you leave in a provision to opt out. So if I say, hey, you're getting ready to retire, I'm a Medicare agent in your area, I'd love to work with you, you can do that, say whatever, anything you want like that. But if you don't want to continue to receive emails from me here, just click here to unsubscribe. If you don't have any kind of fancy technology to unsubscribe, just hit the reply button and in the subject line put unsubscribe. That makes you legal with CMS so that you can cold email, which is new.
Well, so that's cool. So if I don't have to have a constant contact.
If you
platform.
have one of those programs so that you can make a fancy email and it will send it out, and I'm sure the big agencies will do that, but if you're just a regular guy and you just want to do it the old-fashioned way, you could just say,
You know what's interesting is, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but I get so many solicitations, and I am finding that it is harder to unsubscribe.
I know.
They're not putting unsubscribe.
The law says you have to have an opt-out provision.
They're using different words that then take you, it is so confusing.
And they make it really tiny.
They make it the smallest font
Right.
possible.
So that's all legal. That's you can do that. And I'm sure eventually, every reg we start off in CMS starts off very vague, and then next year it gets more defined and more defined and more defined and more defined. And eventually this will say, the opt-out provision must be in a size 14 font, black on white contrast, must be in the center of the eventually, but the reason they're gonna do that is because agents gonna play shady like that by making an opt-out provision in a size 3 font.
It's -3.
Right, okay?
So
we create our own problems when we kind of violate the spirit of any regulation. Okay, next CMS change is Ringless voicemail.
How many of you got our Ringless voicemail before this meeting? Should have gotten it yesterday.
You got a
Hands?
voicemail.
Did you get a voicemail?
No. Nobody got the voicemail.
It's called invisible voicemail.
Jillian, nobody got
It's
the
invisible.
voicemail?
You just didn't know it's there. All right.
Awesome.
And
The
she
person
came
who
to the
sent it
meeting.
to all of you got it, but none of you got it.
It's actually a pretty cool
Please
system.
note on her employee review card.
Ringless voice, what is it?
So Ringless voicemail, how many agents in the audience are using Ringless voicemail right now? So
Have you ever heard of it?
Keith is using it. So Keith, you can raise your hand high so everybody can flood to you at the break and ask you about it. But what it does is, I'm not allowed to cold call you guys, right? So I can't buy a list of all your phone numbers and call you. But I can buy a list of all your phone numbers and send you a voicemail. That's always been a great part in the telecommunications law, that you're on the do not call list, so I can't call you. So I'm not technically calling your phone, I'm just going straight to your voicemail. That's Ringless voicemail. I have on the screen for our studio audience, we use Slide Broadcast. Apparently they don't work, since nobody knows. But we
You might
use
want to
Slide-
spend a little more and get a better
yeah,
system.
we use Slide Broadcast, and it's pretty cheap, but what you do is you record a message, so I know agents do it, and they say, hey, it's AEP, you're gonna be getting a lot of calls from a lot of agents. Remember, I'm your agent. If you have questions, call me, call me, email me, whatever you need to set up an appointment so I can review your plan for this year, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. So you can just record that one message, and it'll go out to all your clients. Okay, these are your existing clients that you have permission to contact. So that's
That's the key.
right. But you couldn't do that to people that, it wasn't regulated. Now CMS actually put it in the regulations, and they said you cannot hold Ringless voicemail. So you can't buy a list of people turning 65 and go straight to their voicemail.
And say, hey, come to my
So
meeting.
you guys are like, crap, I just found out about it. This is a cool thing. Now you're finding out you can't do it. You're late to that party. But you can do it to your existing clients.
For retention.
And that's very powerful because they'll get the voicemail. Oh, I missed a voicemail, and they'll play it.
Now, what will will it say the agent's name? It will.
If you're in their contacts, it will say your name.
It will say their name so that you'll
And
look at that and think, oh, I just got a
Jillian,
voicemail from
We
Keith.
need to send a voicemail to them today or tonight so they can all get this voicemail and see what we're talking about and see how it goes straight to their voicemail.
Let's talk your favorite subject, math.
Yay, math!
That was a joke.
I'm gonna ring my gong. Okay, you always see the CMS regulation that says you're only allowed to give up to $15 per person per year for a nominal gift for attending a meeting, one of your workshops, something like that. But they always say $15 or $75 aggregate. If you ever read the Medicare Marketing Guidelines, it says $15 or $75 aggregate. What is a $75 aggregate?
What does that mean?
Does anybody know? Total for the year. Because I always thought it was $15 per person per year. I mean, I don't think I'd be likely to give them $15
Right.
over and over and over
Thanks
again.
for coming, Bob.
Like 5 times. But that's what the aggregate means. Okay, so then I get this question. They'll go, I don't understand how I'm only allowed to give $15 per person per year, but the insurance carrier is having a bowling or a TV or a pizza party, and they're giving away a huge big screen TV. Have you seen those? Like, you're up against the carrier, and they're giving away a $750 TV.
Right. And you've got a can of.
Right. So
Right.
this is the secret sauce of how that works. So if I'm going to have a meeting, so I want to have this meeting, and I expect to have 250 people here, and let's say you're all seniors. I can have a prize that's $15 times my expected attendance of 250 people. So how much money is that? 15 times 200, or 250? Anybody can do the math? A lot of money.
A lot of money.
So let's say $2,000. I think it's probably $3,000, right? So $3,000, I could have a prize. I could have a giveaway, drawing, raffle for $3,000. So that's cool. Now, this is where it gets a little shaky. So I invited you guys all, and I expected to have 250 people, but I only got 5. And I got a $3,000 TV to give away. Can I give it away?
Let's ask our studio audience. Yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can. Why is that, Sylvia?
Because per the CMS guidelines, I had a venue big enough to hold 250 people. Okay, so that's big.
That's
Don't
number one.
try to pull this in the Cracker Barrel where it can't fit 250 people. And I mailed out enough invitations, so I had enough circulation that I had a reasonable expectation to have 250 people. The fact that I only got 5 is still fine.
Right.
But if somebody calls me to the table and they're like, hey, she just gave away $3,000 TV. You have to be able to prove you had the venue rented, you did the mailing for enough people so that you could justifiably expect to have 250 people. So I think some of you that do seminars can up your prices a little bit. Because if you do say, I'm giving away a whatever, that does get some traction with your audience.
So you got to make sure that you send out enough mailers. You got to have a big enough venue, and then you're in. You can give out anything, right?
Right. So we're still with the same rules. So you can't give out a meal.
Can't give out a meal,
Right.
but you can
You
give
can't
out
give out cash or something.
so whatever
that's
you
extremely-
expected,
But like a TV or
something bigger.
Has anybody done
It could
any
be
meetings?
anything.
Has anybody done giveaways, drawings, big stuff? I mean, I know people have done like coolers, but you could do an iPad. You could do stuff that's more expensive. So that's good.
That's awesome. All right. So right now, I would like to bring up a very special guest. Sylvia, this is when we're going to do a little change. And I bring out my special guest, Harmon Romance, with Anthem. Let's give Carmen a big round of applause.
Got my coffee with me too.
Okay, so this is where I'm getting a little nervous. I'm looking over here wondering where you are, but you're already right there.
I'm
and
back there
it's
listening to
like
everything.
magic.
I know. That's
I'm giving evil looks to Bria, and she's not
Don't
looking
give her
at
evil
and
looks.
I should have known better. Shame on me. I will retract my evil looks. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So the reason why I'm asking how you are,
Oh,
I feel
so official now. All right.
what has happened? What has happened recently to you?
Oh, I sent my firstborn to college this week. It was very emotional.
And Carmen, where is he going to school?
He is at Purdue. He's an engineer. He's an engineering program, so I'm very proud of him. Thank you. And I was holding strong the day we moved him in, but then the day that after he moved in, I walked by his bedroom and it's clean for the first time, and it made me cry.
Do you want me to come over and mess it up? Let's have your other son.
His brother's already been in there.
So did you notice anything interesting about your picture of you and your son right there? I thought it was an interesting picture.
Who did that?
Oh my
Who
gosh!
did that?
Your son's wearing an IU lanyard and he goes to Purdue?
You know what? I'm okay with
That is so weird.
He's a traitor. I went to IU. I'm good with IU.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think that's really weird. I hope he does it. Oh, see that?
I was like, where is this? Oh, all right, okay.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Well, I digress because my oldest, Lydia,
I know.
leaves
gonna
on
face it
Sunday.
too.
She's going to IU, and I've decided not to go. I'm kidding. I'll go. But I've contemplated it. I'm like, maybe I just won't go.
Go.
I'll just have Darren take her.
And then she'll be snarky and tell you she knows how to do everything,
Right.
and yeah, then call you
Whatever.
later.
Whatever. So you guys have had a great year. I really think
have.
Anthem had a great year. How many of you really feel like their products rocked last year? I was really, really happy. It'd be very smart for you. They have marketing money, so I would clap really loud and cheer if I was you.
We do.
Right? All right there in the green. There you go. So I think what you guys did really well last year that I want to just touch on was you guys came out, CMS came out with a new benefit or an opportunity for carriers to build in the essential health benefits into plans, social determinants of health. You guys were the first ones and the only ones to build those in, and those were extra benefits that didn't have anything to do with drugs or going to a doctor that could improve the health of your client. So the whole concept is fabulous. And so on your screen, and we did a big talk about this last year.
Yeah.
Because it was interesting going to all these rollout meetings this year. Last year when Sylvia and I went to all the rollout meetings, the theme with all the carriers was the dual market. They all talked about the duals. And why do you think they all talked about the duals? More money. They get paid 19% more for the dual market, right? And also there's more expansion opportunity. So targeting those folks, that the people, which is so funny because the people who are in the dual market they were always the ones nobody wanted, right? Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted to go to where they lived. They were kind of like, ugh, the
Yeah,
dirty.
it's changed.
Now they're the chosen ones. They are the movie stars. Everybody's after the duals.
Right.
So you guys came out with your social determinants of health.
We did.
So of those, which ones do you think were the most popular?
Well, the one that was the most popular is the alternative medicine. That was the one that was most utilized.
So how many of you signed any of your clients up for alternative medicine? Do you even know what that is? Acupuncture and massage. Acupuncture and massage. How many of you get massages for just staying healthy? And I know a bunch of you are lying, because I know a bunch of you don't. It's not fluffy anymore.
No.
I get massages for my neck, for my lower back. I have SI problems. And if I don't, and I get screwed up, I am miserable and I'm out.
We don't want to be next to you then when
You do not want to be next to me. So I think it's so funny that people, funny but not funny, that was the most popular benefit.
It was.
However, with everything good,
there's always a flip-flop.
so we had some bumps.
We did, and I'll just be really honest. I think, I know my friend Jane, I talked to her last night. I don't see her out here, but I know she's there. We came to market so quickly with these benefits because it was, a last-minute thing, and really believe that these are the type of benefits that market needs, added it to our D-SNP products as well as some of our HMOs. But the problem with that, where we had to have a network of providers, frankly, we didn't have enough time to get that in place the way that it should have been. So people ran into problems, especially with alternative medicine, looking for massage therapists or people that were in our network, especially in rural areas. In a more, like an Indianapolis area, Cincinnati, Dayton, those type of markets were fine. But you go into,
Rural Kentucky.
And you're going to struggle. So, some people loved it, and I didn't hear any complaints, but boy, the people that didn't have a network.
But that's been fixed, and that's why I want to draw attention to it, because it's been fixed.
Let's put it this way, it's continually, we're adding providers to the network, yes.
And you're open to add any provider. So I used to go to Massage Envy. I don't know if any of you are members of Massage Envy. They did a great job. I really liked them. And with Massage Envy, no matter where you go, you're a member. So if I go to Florida and I need a massage, I can go. So if your client goes to a Massage Envy, but you know that they're not part of the network, all we have to do is call up to the network providers and they will add the person.
Yep.
So they have really made...
Through our ASH network, we're adding providers.
You guys have made this a lot easier.
It's getting better.
And tell me about how to sign up for this, because you had to have a separate page, but where's the application?
It's going to be easier this year. So last year you had to have a separate, application. This year it's going to be in the enrollment package. So you'll actually have, a sheet right there in the enrollment kit. Your member can sign up right then and there, with you when you're doing the application. If they don't want to, some people want to think about it. They don't want to do it right away. They can call customer service and sign up later. But I think most of them are probably going to go ahead and do it. And remember, they can make one change per year. So if they sign up for alternative medicine and they haven't utilized the benefit, and they decide, no, I'd rather have more transportation, I need that, they can call into customer service anytime and change that as long as you haven't utilized the benefit.
So you guys have extra healthy meals on here.
Yes.
So you already get a ton of healthy meals in the base plan.
Right.
So
and transportation too.
It might be October and I'm full. I don't need any more food.
Right.
But my back hurts.
And I need a massage.
I need some needles poked in me. I've always thought, have anybody done acupuncture? I've always thought about it. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit of a weenie.
I did it.
I've set 3 appointments.
I did it.
And I've canceled every one.
It was awesome.
Was it awesome?
Yeah.
I think I need to be knocked out and just wake up with needles
It's
in
not
me.
as bad as you think.
I'm a weenie. I'm gonna put that on the list for next year. That's what I'm gonna handle next year.
We're gonna ask you next year.
Ask me next year.
All right.
So this year's rollout, I got a common theme. The common theme from the carriers was loneliness with seniors and food inadequacies.
Right.
Loneliness and food inadequacies, and I can't even say that word anymore. So loneliness, that really breaks my heart, because what you hear on statistics is for seniors who are shut-ins and have absolutely no communication or social activities, it is the equivalent of smoking 3 cigarette packs a day. It is horrible. So it is a big problem that the carriers are well aware of, that they see that people, and it's interesting because as they gather their information, and we're going to talk about VBEs, value-based enrollments, or HRAs, the health risk assessment, because as the carriers can gather this information, they can figure out who are the ones who are most susceptible of being lonely, because they know that group of people are causing a tremendous amount of claims. They are having prolonged health effects. Chronic. It's a big, big deal. So I was really, really excited to see Anthem is rolling out 4 new benefits. And one of them is the service dog support.
Yes.
So I just a quick blurb, any of you who came to my house, you know I have a dog, his name is Snickers. If you watched him at all yesterday, you know he follows me everywhere. I cannot go anywhere without my dog. If I take a nap, he sleeps outside my bedroom. If I'm in the bathroom, he waits right there. But that dog, I know is good for my health.
Oh yeah.
I come home, I sit down, I rub on that dog. He brings my blood pressure down. He makes me so happy. If I could see my little cells in my body, they're probably like super happy when I see my dog. So it's no wonder that seniors love their pets.
Oh yeah.
Because it can be their only companion.
Right.
And if they don't have enough food or money to buy food for their pets, guess what they're doing with the money that they don't eat? They buy pet food first.
Yeah, they want to take care of their pet. So it's going to be, so you've got it up here, a $500 annual allowance. The condition or you know, it's got to be an ADA service dog. That is, you know, what it's got to be. You can't be a cat. You can't have an ADA service cat. It's got to be an ADA service dog.
And you know what? I bet in the years coming, we'll see that it could be a chicken. It could be whatever is going to make you healthy. It could be whatever makes you healthy.
They're so cuddly, no?
But it does have some regulations, and I'm looking at how do you work with that. But the fact that you guys are recognizing that pets are huge, another thing that is huge that people can choose is pest control.
Yes, that's gonna, I think that one, I predict that's gonna be one of the biggest ones utilized in 2020. You know, that everybody knows that leads to a lot of disease. You know, it's just not a healthy environment to live in. So with this benefit, they can choose to have pest control like every quarter, and our vendor is going to be Termination. It's a national vendor, so it's a very, very well-known, good vendor. Or if they have, you know, an outbreak, let's say bed bugs. I'm not going to say they're going to completely cure it, but they can come out and do like one really intense extermination. So it kind of depends on what the member needs more. My prediction is that will be a big one for next year.
If your client has roaches, take care of it. If they have a spider infestation, that is a great, great, great benefit. I'm super excited to see you guys being so proactive and thinking outside the box on how you can help your seniors. Carmen will be here all day. She has a booth out there. We appreciate your support.
Appreciate you too.
Appreciate them.
Appreciate everybody.
They're the movie stars.
Thank you.
Let's get a thank you, Carmen. Let's bring Sylvia back out.
Here, let me make my coffee.
All right.
So, another CMS guideline, and you cannot hold a sales event directly after an educational event. Some of you guys like get shaky. You're like, well, I did an educational event, and then I did a sales event. The regs specifically prohibit that. Now, one of the things that you can do in an educational event is you can collect a scope of appointment and you can set a follow-up appointment. So that makes sense. Like they're already here, they like what you're telling them, we want to go ahead and get scheduled, you can do that. Are you getting coffee?
I'm getting water.
Okay. So, thank you for the water, Ryan.
We'll share. You always drink my water.
Okay. No more applause. They already applauded. Okay, you can applaud for supplemental benefits.
Yay!
Supplemental benefits. This is crazy. I mean, if you just think back like 10 years ago, to think like, now we're like social workers. You know, like we're going into people's houses, we're looking around like, do you have enough food? Are you paying the electric bill?
Right.
Do you have pests?
Does it smell?
Does your dog
What's
need
a
food?
refrigerator look?
Right. You're like, it's really weird. The role of the insurance agent has changed so much. And that's the role of the insurance company. Instead of just taking your money, they're going to take their money and make you healthier. So we're all on a team to make the member healthier. So we're all working together to see what do you need to be healthier. And it might be you need an air conditioner because it's 100 degrees in your apartment and you're
You're gonna die.
You're melting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every year when they have these heat waves, thousands of people die.
It's a big deal. The seniors are the ones that pass first. When I lived in Chicago right out of college, they had a record heat wave. And I remember the front page of the Chicago Tribune. I lived in a flat with no air conditioning. At all, we paid $900 a month, no air. And I remember on the front page of the paper, it had rows of dead bodies covered with a sheet. And 90% of them were seniors. Every state worker or city worker in Chicago had to stop what they were doing, and they all had to go knock on the doors to make sure people were okay. It was huge. It was absolutely horrible.
Now, I don't want to make a joke about that, because I did go visit her when she lived in Chicago, and it was pretty healthy.
Oh my God, it was absolutely
like
horrible.
Chicago gets hotter than normal.
Ridiculous.
But my mom and I went up to visit her, and my mom was raised Amish, but you know, they don't have electricity, right? So we're like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I can't sleep like this. Turn the fan up. And my mom's like, seriously? Like, we didn't even have fans.
Oh my God. Well, she's tough. That's all there is to it.
I'm like, I'm gonna go take a cold shower. She's like, we didn't have running water. You guys need to suck it up. Okay, so the supplemental benefits are kind of anything goes. So if you have a client that you think there's something that could really improve their health, you can go to the carrier and get approval for that. Because it doesn't have to be filed, all these benefits. It's anything that could make a measurable improvement in their health. So we've come up with stuff, meals, massage,
Pest control.
you know, stuff, but there's other stuff that you might see with your
Right.
actual clients. The things that we've had in the past, we've always had gym membership,
Gym,
Fitbit, over the counter.
food.
And the thing with over the counter, be honest, how many of you have ever helped your client place an over the counter order? That's what I figured, like not very many people, right? You don't do it. Why don't you do it? Because you're busy. We're busy. But this is good busy work, because this is something that somebody else can do all the work, fit all the bill for, and you can take all the credit. So the agent can be the hero. So it's like somebody gives you a present, and you hate this present. Like you're like, I totally do not need this juicer, right? But it's a brand new juicer, and it costs $125, and it's in the bag. So I'm gonna give it to you for your birthday.
I love that juicer. I love
and
that.
then you're like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, I spent a little bit more than budget, but hope you love it. You know, I'm just re-gifting it. I'm taking all the credit for this juicer. The carriers are paying for these benefits. They're paying for these benefits. You can swoop in and order it for them, and then say, hey, when you get your order, call me to let you know that you got it, and you can like take the credit for it.
Well, it's also, with the market, if you're speaking about the duals, it's a sticky product. So doing OTCs, you're staying relevant with your client. With that population, so many agents are trying to swoop in and take your folks. If you're in touch with them every quarter, let's go and order, let's go shopping. We can go to Walmart and go shopping. We can do it online. We can do it in a catalog. You're staying relevant. You're staying sticky. They know it's you, and you're the hero.
And that's one of the things that
Ka-ching.
that some agents do, is they have a quarterly shopping meeting or a
Oh,
monthly
yeah.
shop, and they invite everybody into their office, and they and their staff help them fill out their order forms.
And you could even bring friends to an OTC
I was
shopping
gonna
club.
say, if you're a marketer, if you're thinking like an agent, you're thinking, ooh, opportunity here. So,
Okay.
over the counter,
I love OTC.
over the counter
Over the-
benefits. Almost every plan has it, not every plan. And they vary dramatically from carrier to carrier. Some you gotta use it that month or it's gone. Some roll. Some you can use it all at the end of the
Quarterly.
year. Nobody rolls from year to year.
Yeah.
So you're going into your last quarter where you should go to all your clients and you should make sure they've used their benefit. Otherwise, go in and order it for them and then say, hey, when you get that, call our office to let us know you got it. And then they're gonna associate that with you helping them. Now, I do have people that go, I don't need stuff, right? I don't need stuff. I say, great, donate it to your church. Do you have kids? I guarantee your kids need it, or your grandkids need it, or the shelter. Do it. What do you volunteer? Whatever kind of thing you're involved in. People need toothpaste, shampoo, Tums,
Heck yeah.
aspirin. You know, it's money. Don't throw it away.
I love it. I love OTC.
So the supplemental benefits has expanded. And so is anybody on the insurance forums, where you can go online, like chat rooms for insurance? Yeah, you go on there. Yeah, there's a lot of mean people on there. I'm not really a fan of these chat rooms. Are you one of the guys?
He looks nice.
You're like,
He's
Tiger,
fine.
793. Yeah. So
We're gonna find you, Tiger.
the people on the Medicare supplement chat rooms out there, they're really mad. People that only do MedSup hate Med Advantage. It's unfortunate because I think a well-rounded insurance agent should be able to talk about all the products that your consumer might want. So I don't like it when people say, I only do this or I only do that. So these MedSup guys, they're really mad because the government favors Med Advantage so much. And how do you know they favor Med Advantage? Do you ever get the back of the Medicare and You Guide that every consumer gets? So we got 70 million people that get a Medicare and You Guide every year. And you flip to the back. Does it list all the MedSup carriers? What does it list? All the Medicare Advantage companies, right?
Woo-hoo!
So they've been called foul on that for years. So now the supplemental benefits, what they're mad about, not only that only Med Advantage can do the supplemental benefits, is they're mad because it's called supplemental.
Aha.
So they said it's a
It's misleading word.
so that people could say, hey, I need to get a med sup, or I need to get a supplement to my original Medicare. I'm turning 65 and I need to get supplemental insurance, which means a lot of people's minds a Medicare supplement, a
Right.
Medigap plan. And you're like, okay, great, I can do that for you. And you just go right into Med Advantage because supplemental benefits are in Med Advantage.
Right.
So they're saying we're gonna use it to mislead people. So
It's
I'm just putting that out there.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
don't-
lot of
I don't
words to
like
choose
it.
from.
I mean, if we're gonna start complaining, I would say bitch, but I'm not gonna do it on my TV show. Beat that out.
Our mom is
If I
here.
was gonna have one gripe, it's that original Medicare is A, B, C, and then we have the Med Subs, A, B, what? Like, you talk about confusing.
I think somebody was doing something.
Yeah.
When they named
right,
these.
Right, so
A little something, something was in something.
I'm always reminding people, this is a government program. Okay, this is not made by real people,
Not real people.
right?
Not real
the
people.
people that work.
Robots.
Right.
That question, are you a robot? Because they're trying to get you to work for the government.
Well, I was reading through the Medicare Communications and Marketing Guidelines, which makes me a super nerd. Because like nobody would ever say those words. Like, I was reading through the Medicare Guidelines. Right? I think it's like 80 pages. And so before I came here, I'm going to read, every single word this week. So and you're reading it and you're like, seriously? Like, who writes this?
How do you feel?
Like, who are these people? What's their life experience? Are they 25 and they just graduated from Cornell? They're really smart? Because this doesn't translate to our real world
Right.
of working with these people. Yeah, so it is frustrating. So when I get people, most of the calls I get, why is this? And why are they doing that? And I hate this. I'm like, I'm with you. I don't make the rules. Your government makes these rules. Okay? I'm just doing the best I can to make sense of it and to try to guide people through the maze. And that little disclaimer, you should all be giving to all your clients constantly too.
Right. Well, we're going to have a special guest, Sylvia.
Oh, you're leading. Good.
Yeah. We're going to introduce our handsome next
Mike
guest.
Jones, come on out. I'm wearing
Give
the
it up,
socks
folks!
for
Give it up for
you.
Mike Jones!
So, Mike, here is your mic. Mike, I love that.
Perfect. Man, who was that sexy guy on TV?
Yeah, really. I go, hey, I have your picture. He goes, oh, I was really thin in that picture. Like, everybody was really thin in their picture. Don't you understand social media?
Exactly.
Nobody puts a real picture of themselves up. Okay?
Remember glamour shots? That was
Right,
a fun time.
okay. So I asked Mike to come up. He's going to be a keynote speaker later on about VA, TRICARE for Life, and vets. But right now, I just want to talk about Humana Go 360, which is a supplemental benefit
Yes.
thingy that I'm very excited about. So everybody has a copy of it on your table. And how many of you helped your clients with this last year?
There will be a test at the conclusion of it.
There actually is a test, and I will have prizes. Did anybody help your clients with this last year? Nobody. So, duh, throw the gong.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, this is another chance for you guys to be a hero to your clients. So they can get money, and Humana's not the only company that has it. I think you have better marketing materials surrounding yours, but other companies do it, but they all do it to the same extent that you have, is that they do it, nobody does it, who cares, it's a waste of paper. We need agents involved to get the message out there and to show them how to use it. Now, why would somebody want to use this?
You know, ultimately, Humana is always focused on lifelong well-being for our members. And a good way to do that is to get them to be involved in achieving that through some actions that we should just be doing every day, like a flu shot or going to the gym a couple times a week and so forth. So Goal 365 was designed to do that. It was designed to incentivize seniors to do some healthy things. And you'd be surprised about the outcomes that we can achieve when we get people to do healthy things. I mean, a flu shot is a big deal. A flu shot is a big deal. Is that better? And then getting someone to go to the gym 3 times a week. If we can incentivize that, just getting them to go to the gym 3 times a week, it's a social thing. You heard about loneliness, right? And it's also because they're on the treadmill doing a little bit there or doing whatever they're doing, they're helping themselves be healthier. And what a great way to do that. And so Goal 365 is designed to incentivize them. You can see what the incentives are on the form that you've been provided. Some of those are once a year type things. It has a dollar sign next to it, so it's not really a cash value. It's going to turn over and be gift cards, but those gift cards are kind of extensive. You can use them at all kinds of different places. You can get movie tickets, you can go to Home Depot, those types of things. And it's really just about incentivizing people to do healthy things, and it's a win for them and it's a win for us as well.
So years ago, the insurance companies started incentivizing doctors. So that's something you guys don't see, and I don't know if you were even aware of it. But doctors could get $100 if they could get the guy to come in to get their flu shot. And doctors could get $200 if they could get him to come in and get their mammogram or colorectal. So I was always like, hey, why don't you incentivize us to get them to go do it? That's still not on the table. Or incentivize the actual Medicare beneficiary. So then finally this came out. So they can get $10 for a flu shot, $25 for a mammogram, $30 for a colorectal screening. So if they go get all that stuff, they could get $100 to $200 a year.
Yeah, that's correct. So I mean, obviously it's been effective where people use it. And believe it or not, as employees of Humana, we also are all using Go 365. So I use this program myself, so I can speak about it because I'm using it. That's why I got this little thing on my wrist, and I'm walking around getting steps. And every time I get so many steps, they're incentivizing me to be healthy, right? So this is why I look so great, right? So I'm kidding, of course, but it's a good program. It is underutilized, so.
So that's where we come in.
You can come in, this is one of those things, we talk about creating stickiness with clients. We can't just take a client and then fire and forget. Because if you do that, probably in a year and a half or so, someone else is going to be that person's agent because you haven't been doing anything. So especially with the underserved markets, these are the things that you want them to get involved. And if you know about our HMO and unlimited transportation, Silver Sneakers is one of those places you can go to. So not only are we going to take you to the gym and not charge you anything, you're also going to get incentivized by being there.
Okay, so now let's get into the nitty gritty. So this is how it's been functioning for years. The carriers have this thing, and they get a paper and like, oh cool, I'm going to get $25 when I get my wellness exam. And they sit around, I never got it. And they said, and I was supposed to get $10 for the flu shot, and I was supposed to get $25 for my pap smear, and I never got anything. And I hate that company. And now I'm going to switch to Cigna because they didn't give it to me.
Well, there's no enrollment. Now, basically, by becoming a Humana member, you are enrolled in this program. So really, you just got to be active. And then if you go and the claim gets filed with Humana, then you get credit for it. Like, for example, I did a flu shot.
Wrong.
So
I'm going to turn your mic off. So you do have to enroll, and that's the tricky part. So he's not like an expert on this. I just made him come up here. So the real answer is you have to go do something. They have to go, and I think I have that right here. You have to go to use My Humana.
Well, you got to go register, but you're not.
You got to get registered.
But there's no enrollment. You just need to go and.
You got to get registered, and they don't register. So this is where the agents go be a hero. When you're at their house, register them, and then explain it. Now, when they go to the doctor and they get all that stuff, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to fax in their bill or prove that they did this. That will automatically go to Humana. Now, it could take up to 90 days. You don't expect your money right away. So you always want people to get their wellness visit, do all that preventative stuff at the beginning of the year. That's a good January thing. And then you want to be calling them in about 3 or 4 months and seeing if they got it all done. Then they go in and they have to go in and pick the gift card they want. And they might want Target or Walmart or gas or movies. So it's not all, if they have $250 sitting in there, the carrier is not going to send them gift cards. You have to go in or teach them how to go in and do it. That's why I said.
It goes away in December, at the end of December.
So the agents, this is how the people that have the best retention, they're using all these programs that the carriers have, and they are helping their client, and they're taking the credit. They're regifting it. They're saying, let me help you get $200 gift card for groceries. But you have to understand how to do it, and that is getting them registered, having them do their stuff, wait at least 90 days, then go back in the system and pick their gift card. So it's a good end-of-year thing if they've gotten their stuff all done at the end of the year. And it's not too late for people this year. Your
No,
Humana
it's not.
clients.
They just need to go to.
You can go in right now.
Go in right now and see, because all your claims will be added onto that.
Right, it's automatically in there. So that's where you guys can go be a hero, and that all that does is build retention with your clients, because everybody's going after your clients all the time, and this is just something that makes you stickier. So thank you, Mike.
I just wanted to freshen up a little bit.
So the whole Humana things, we wanted to wear the Humana socks, but
I just found this.
we couldn't figure out how to make it work with the dress, so we just made it work.
Don't you shop
The Humana
same
socks.
as your brother?
No.
No, okay.
No, he's a little larger than I am, so
You get him a Fitbit.
we don't fit the same way.
So I talked earlier about the themes that I get from these rollouts. And I thought you guys did a great job, and I took from your rollouts, Humana's, was food and loneliness, actually. The food insecurities with our seniors and food insecurities. And gosh, you know, being a mother of 4 and busy and go and all this, it's something you don't think about, hopefully, being hungry or having to make a decision, do I do this or do I get my meds? And it's really interesting. I work closely with Good Samaritans in Noblesville, and they have a huge warehouse full of pet food, huge of pet food. I thought that was really weird, that they would have one building for pet food. And she said, well, this is why we have this. Riverview Hospital, which is our hospital in Noblesville, called Nancy and said, we have a problem. Can you help us? Because they knew she was very influential in the senior community. A lot of our low-income clients are not taking their meds. They're buying pet food. They're not taking their meds, Nancy, and we're seeing a high recurrence of ER visits. Can you do anything? And that's where Good Samaritans in Noblesville said, well, we can go to Meijer and Walmart and Kroger and all these other places when their food expires, or if they get a pallet of food that has cracks in the bags and they won't sell them, we'll take them. So when I was there, it's one thing hearing that, you know, that people are making those choices. It's another thing to witness it. So when I was volunteering there this summer, I was overhearing, I'm in the warehouse with my daughters, an older woman comes in and she's talking to a different woman. She came in for pet food. She had 3 dogs. She came in for her mom. Her mom's 87, has 3 dogs. And she can't afford, and I came out and I said, I hear you're needing pet food. And she goes, yeah, my mom's on a really tight budget. It's this and that. Her dogs are her life. Do you guys have any food? Like, we've been out of food for weeks for pets. She said, oh God, I don't know what my mom, and it was just amazing to actually see this happening in the wealthiest county in Indiana. So when I went to your rollout, you guys are coming out with something that is fantastic, and it's these food cards that you are giving to consumers on certain plans.
There are about 27 plans across the country.
So they can buy food.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're excited about it. You know, the vendors that Incom is our vendor for, but the vendors that they're partnered with, Walmart, Dollar Store, CVS, Walgreens, those are the places they'll be able to use it. It'll work similar to like a gift card. It'll get reloaded on the first of the month, every month, and if you don't use it, you lose it. But You'll just go in and you'll get the things that are acceptable, and we're not that restrictive. So unfortunately, dog food is on that list. But you can't get lottery tickets, you can't get alcohol, so it's not going to work in Tennessee. I'm kidding. But there are. It's healthy foods, but we're not as restrictive as you think. And you say, well, what does an agent need to do? One, you need to make sure that they know about it. So for us, all of your dual eligible plans that are HMOs, right? Not available on the LPPO, but your HMO dual eligible type plans, those are the ones that could have this benefit. You're going to have to research. Here in Indiana, it's $25, and other places it can get as high as $50. But the thing is, it's going to allow them to go in and get $25 of healthy food. And your part is, one, make sure they know about it, and then two, educate yourself on what can be extended, right? What are some things that I can go to the dollar store, which a lot of seniors go to the dollar store, right? What can they go in there and they can get that's going to last longer than just a minute? So bag of Doritos probably not going to be a good thing, right? But a bag of beans, bag of rice, things like that, those types of things can be extended. Potatoes, because it's a reality that we live in now that one, we have so many seniors that are dual eligible. Right? And then the other part is that food insecurity, that's a real thing. And it was neat not neat, but when you showed the military veteran at first, is one out of every 5 veteran military families, at least one time a month, doesn't know where their next meal is going to come from. When I first heard that, I was like, that's crazy. And then it broke my heart. But then I thought about my own experiences when I was in the service, and I qualified for food stamps as a sergeant in the United States Army in Fort Campbell, Kentucky in 1995. So it's a real thing, right? So knowing now that we have something that we can do that, and I tell you what, if you don't think that not having something to eat is not going to exacerbate a chronic condition, then you don't know about health, right? And it will. So think about that. Where it's available, definitely available here in Indiana. It's available in some other states as well. Check your plans, and if that's on that plan, make sure that you talk about it and learn how to use it. It's real simple. They're going to get a card. They're going to get a list. It's almost dummy proof, but we're excited about it.
It's a good thing, and I appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you very, very much. We're going to hear more from Mike in a little bit, but as being a special guest on the Weekly Wednesday Wrap-Up, I want to give you an autograph picture of Sylvia and I. You might find these on Amazon, and I appreciate you.
I'm going to hang this over my desk.
Yes, I would like to.
Thank you.
I'd like to see a picture of that. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, let's talk about compliance.
Go get your steps. I'm always looking at my steps too.
So let's talk about compliance. Yay.
No.
Yay. I should have put
Wait a minute. Let's talk about. Oh, this one
It doesn't squeak. It doesn't squeak.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, forgery. Don't do it.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I think I wouldn't have to explain this over and over and over again, but this comes up each and every year. And I was thinking about my son. Ooh, he told me never to talk about him again.
Nice.
I was thinking about a child of one of my friends who got in trouble in first grade. I was telling Gina this story. Who got in trouble in first grade because he did something wrong, and so he was supposed to write, like, I will not throw erasers. He was supposed to write that 100 times and take it home and have his mom sign it. So he forged my signature.
Your friend's signature.
My friend's son
Got it.
forged his mom's signature in first grade. Yeah, is that awesome?
It's a
And
life
he got
of a future
busted.
criminal.
He got busted. Then he had to do, I will not forge my mom's signature 100 times and have me sign that. And that was awesome. I said, that woman saved that. I don't have it. Okay, sorry, my son. Back there. Okay, so forgery will get you terminated. And people understand that. And they're like, oh, hardened criminals forge. I would never forge. My staff would never forge. It's never going to be an issue. It's an issue. It pops up every year. So pay attention to this. You cannot come back from forgery. If there is forgery, you are terminated, which means
No renewals?
you lose all your renewals forever. They go away. They will never come back. There's nothing that's going to get them back.
We've seen this.
We've seen it each and every year.
Yeah.
And then you're terminated for life. So you're never going to get your contract back either. And the corollary is, does the Department of Insurance get involved? I don't know why they don't, but I've never seen them ever get involved. It gets forwarded to them, and I don't know, they drop it, they don't care because it's federal. So I've never seen anybody lose their license or get sanctioned for a Med Advantage forgery, but they will lose their contract. Now, when I say forgery, what am I talking about? often it's somebody that's just being a little bit what they feel is efficient. So I got a waiting room full, I got 10 clients out there and I'm gonna take 10 apps. I'm not really good with the computer. Like us old people, we like to brag about that. Ooh, I don't really do the computer that well. So I'm just gonna do paper. Now I know they want me to do computer, but Claudia, do you do your apps online or do you paper? You do it online. Jack, online.
You think anybody in here is going to possibly say they do anything on paper?
Okay, so I need somebody to be honest. Who does paper?
Nancy does paper.
Why do we do paper? Yeah, we do paper. Why do we do paper?
It's easy.
It's easy. It's fast. I pull it off the shelf, and I got 10, and we can
never
write
locks
it
up.
all up, and then you sign it next. Sign it next. So
Yeah.
but then you got to fax it, and then the fax lines go down, or their site's busy, or they
screw it
say
up.
receive page 3 of 5. They missed 2 pages. Or then when they get it, they say it was too dark. Can you refax it? Or then when they get it, they can't read your handwriting.
They key it in wrong.
So you're smarter than that.
Right.
So you don't send in that paper. You have your assistant go key it into the computer, because she's really good at the computer, and then she just signs the client's signature, and it's not forgery, right?
Well, you already have the signature.
Right, so it's not
It's
forgery,
right there.
right?
It's
Because
what?
the client wants
They signed it.
The client wants the app, they consented, so it can't be forgery, right?
Right.
It's forgery, okay? You cannot do that. And when you do that, what happens? Rebecca, what happens?
Well, Sylvia, you're going to get in trouble. And you're going to get terminated and lose all your renewals.
Is it true that if I wait out 12 months and then apply to get my contract back that I could sell again and get my
No.
renewals back?
You're dead to the carrier.
You're dead for life,
You're gone.
okay? And so this is, there was one agent that I know of, exactly a dollar figure, and it was over $100,000 that he
Oh,
lost.
yeah.
And it was not this scenario with the paper app, it was a scope of appointment.
You know, the agent is put into such an unfair situation. Because if you have where a carrier no longer has a product and then you have to go out and you have 600 clients, how are you supposed to handle that in 6 weeks?
Right, and a lot of you,
I get that. We
I mean,
both get that.
And like the guy that lost $100,000, they audited him. They said, "Hey, where's your scope?" And he's like, "Oh man, I didn't get the scope, or I got it, but I can't find it because my filing system's crazy. I can't find it." So he panicked because he thought, "I gotta give him the scope." So he just signed her name. What? So it's a scope. You think, well, who really cares? It's not an insurance contract. It's not binding. It's just, oh, they terminated him. They
Yeah,
care.
they care.
And he's gone. His renewals are gone. His contract's
And
gone.
he's a good
for life.
agent. He was a
Right.
good agent.
Now, I know of an agent in Texas, who was one of the top agents in Texas, and what he was doing, he was slippery.
Wow.
So he was writing business as fast as he could, but he had his friend out there taking apps too, and his friend wasn't licensed. His friend would go take all the apps, basically just get their information and their signature, right? And then give me the apps, and I will sign them and put them in, okay? So he eventually got busted, and then he's gone. He lost all that money, and he lost his contract for life. So every year, it's a shame, and you all think, oh, that would never happen to me. But you know how you get when you get in that crazy part of AEP,
Right.
where you're so tired, and you've
The
seen
clock's
so many
ticking.
people every day, and you just had the flu for 2 days, and you got so many people do, that's when people make that mistake. That's when they do that one thing that you can't come back from.
Slow down.
So yeah, those of you that have agencies,
Slow down.
let's make sure this is part of your training, because I often have somebody that get in trouble and it's not them that did it, it was their assistant. And their assistant thought, well, it's no big deal. She was in the office. How is it hurting her? She wanted the insurance, she signed the application, this is her signature. I just don't want to mess with the fax because the fax is always going down. So I'm just gonna key it in. It can't be wrong. So train your assistants. Your assistant can get you in trouble. And I haven't seen that until recently, where the bad act on the part of one of your staff members can actually get your contract terminated. It used to get her contract terminated, now it's getting your contract
Right.
terminated. So be careful.
Be careful, be smart. All right, let's talk about short term.
Is that because it's peaceful?
My therapist says if I do this a lot,
It'll help.
who writes short term? Who's laughing? Your therapist probably told you to do that also. You know, I get so annoyed with, I get annoyed, but I've enjoyed the whole ACA debacle, circus. I think it's just part of my bent sense of humor that I would find humor in all of this. But we don't have it, we have it, we got it, you have to do this, blank, then short term, and it's terrible, and everybody says it's what do they call it? They call
Trash.
They call it trash.
Junk.
They call them junk policies. Junk policies.
That was the Democrats. They called it
What
junk.
the heck? I mean, we did a show on that. I mean, I laughed and then I was offended. And they're going to get rid of short term because it's not good, it's junk, and you should have this that costs $11,000 a month, and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Somebody loves short term, and it's back, and I say, hallelujah, can I get an amen? We should have an applause. You know, no matter what happens with the under 65 market, people need health coverage. They need health coverage, right? Because God forbid if anything happens to me, good chance I will live, but I'm gonna have downtime, and I gotta protect my house, and I gotta make sure that Lydia's good at her first year at college, and I have to make sure of all of these things. So how do I protect all that? By having a solid policy on me. And short term is old school, it's deductible, it's co-insurance, you're covered up to a couple million, beautiful, right? It's before everything had to get fancy and then screwed up. So short term is back, it's not junk. I'd like to do a show. It doesn't do anything.
Ask a question, we'll give us a surprise.
Oh, okay. So, oh God, you're right, you got me right on the spot. Okay.
She's panicking.
I'm panicking.
We'll edit this out, try to make her look more professional. How many months?
How many months are now going to be available in the great state of Indiana?
Okay, right back there. If I throw this chicken, everybody pay attention.
Oh, somebody don't throw a chicken. Man.
I should never throw. I
She
cannot
should never throw.
Claudia, you gotta keep passing it back.
I will tell you a story
Just
later
can't.
about Sylvia throwing a softball during a softball game.
I cannot
Okay?
throw. Every time
They
I throw,
removed
I
her,
regret
and I'm
it.
sorry.
I
All right.
cannot.
But thank God, in our great state, that finally our smart people said, you know what, we will allow it for the Hoosiers to have a 12-month short term. So short term is becoming this really fun market to watch because the carriers are getting so creative. So we have National General here. My good friend Tim Burke, he's somewhere out there. He should be out there. And then UH1, two of my favorite short-term carriers. Why? Because they've been doing it a long, long time. They understand the health market. But they've gotten creative. So they have plans that are now 3-year plans. So
who would buy that?
who would buy a 3-year plan? Perfect for your 62-year-old, right?
Most insurance agent ever mug.
All right. So who said that first?
No, give another question.
Okay, I'll do another question. So Pivot.
Jump up if you have the answer. Jump up
Pivot
fast.
has a bridge to Medicare. You would get it, you enroll, you qualify once for underwriting at the age of 62, you have it until you're 65, by God, you go into Medicare, you're done. Beautiful. So we're seeing all of these creative
What's the question?
ways, I'm not there yet, creative ways that carriers are staying relevant in this market. So you're seeing 3-year plans, they call them 36-month plans. But the bottom line is these carriers are super duper excited and they're passing out a ton of money. So UH1 right now, they have big bonuses, $175 per app. What the heck? Hello. There are rules, you gotta register for it. National General's giving out a bunch of money. So your clients under 65 still need health coverage. You have viable options. People aren't penalized anymore for the ACA, for Obamacare. They can buy whatever they want, just make sure they do buy something. So my question is this, United Healthcare has a bonus, roughly how much per app? All right, somebody said it over here, hop up and come get it.
Here's your card.
Let's do it, come on
Coolest
folks.
insurance agent ever.
Another cool thing I want to talk about is some expansion in the ACA market. So last year, Anthem came in to certain states, certain counties. You saw them in Ohio. Molina, who's a very big Medicaid company, They are expanding their under 65 product into South Carolina and Mississippi. So that's a new ACA plan in those markets, which is kind of weird. Like, who the heck expands ACA? I don't know. But at any rate,
Somebody didn't get the memo.
somebody did not.
Trump don't like
They
ACA.
didn't read the email.
Right.
But if you're selling in those markets, Lily's, you might want to check that out because it's still a wacky, fun market.
And short-term really meshes with Medicare because you get the spouse that's retiring, losing their group health insurance, and then they got the spouse are like, what am I going to do with this one?
What am I gonna do?
Right? And so I have people all the time, they're like, you know, well, I'm just going to have her have nothing because I can't afford $900 a month.
Oh God, yeah.
And she's not that sick. She's pretty healthy, so I'm just gonna wait 2 years. Like, no.
She's not that sick.
No, you're not. Let's put her on short term.
I don't need her that much. What's going on with WellCare?
Oh my God. Okay. Is
Do your
WellCare
meditate.
here? Is WellCare here?
Is WellCare here?
Okay, this might be a good one to turn the cameras off.
I turn.
Okay. WellCare is a very good company.
Maybe we should come back to these.
No. Okay. Everybody got to pay attention.
Pay attention.
If you didn't have your coffee, drink your coffee. How many of you sold Aetna Part D last year? Applause, because they had the most popular Part D in the nation, had the biggest volume of sales, I think the consensus is it was the best Part D in the nation last year, was Aetna Part D.
Awesome.
Okay? So then when Aetna merged with, I'm not really supposed to talk about the mergers, merged with another company, the Department of Justice, because it could be a monopoly, they make them divest themselves of the Aetna Part D. That's why. You're like, why did they do this? That's why. The government made them get rid of Part D. So WellCare bought Aetna Part D. Okay, so how many of you have a lot of renewals supposedly coming from Aetna Part D? Right? All your renewals
Big deal.
will go away if you don't contract with WellCare. Okay? If you don't have an active and certified contract with WellCare, what's the date? October 1st.
October 1st.
So you got a month. If you don't have it, you lose all your Aetna Part D renewals forever.
So
And you can't go back and get the WellCare contract later and resurrect them. They're going to be gone. Did that get anybody's attention?
Do we have a sheet of paper anywhere, or we need to make sure anybody who does not have that we talk to them today?
So if you have Aetna Part D renewals and you don't have a WellCare contract, raise your hand. Because we need, all our staff needs to go around and get your name, and they will get you a WellCare contract.
Alicia and
get
Dalton.
you through. Everybody from Gordon Marketing, go get the names of anybody that has their hands up. We got to help them get a WellCare contract. Now, anybody that has a WellCare contract that's not with Gordon Marketing, but you want it to be with Gordon Marketing, raise your hand too.
Yay!
Because
we
they
should
don't
give them
have
a prize.
They don't have a release policy, and then you can easily move that contract to us, and we will love you forever and give you a whole bunch of prizes. So,
We will.
staff, anybody that needs a WellCare contract or needs to move a WellCare contract, go ahead and raise your hand. Now, one thing about WellCare, their plans for next year is when a company tries to expand, they try to, like garner some attention. And what they're doing is they're offering generics Levitra and Cialis on their formulary. So,
Nice.
So that's like their shiny penny, like, hey, yeah, we have generic Levitra and Cialis. Because most carriers don't offer that. I don't know what those drugs are for.
Maybe we could ask somebody. Bad breath?
I don't know what
Oh,
they're for.
okay.
Said it might be constipation.
Constipation drugs.
Okay, so one of the things that with WellCare though that causes the phone to ring a lot is every other company, once you sign up, they sign you automatically up for EFT, so you get your checks automatically deposited to your bank account. WellCare doesn't do that. They send you a paper check. And I don't know, you guys don't check your mail or you don't.
Yeah, so really listen up. This is really important because this has to do with your money. When I found this out, I was kind of shocked. So Sylvia, say that again.
So when you sign up with WellCare, you're going to get a paper check for that first commission. You have to then take that check. Don't go cash it. Take it, go online to sign up for EFT because there's a code on your check that you have to put in the computer so that you can get EFT. Cindy.
For clients, can they automatically this year go EFT on the app, or do they still have to send in a voided check?
Yeah, so probably they still have to do a voided check because I don't want to say that they're not really super technologically advanced because I don't want to talk bad about them.
Business as usual.
Me or you?
You. All right. Thank you, Sylvia. Let's give it up for Sylvia. All right. She is a wealth of knowledge. And this time I'd like to introduce a special guest, very handsome Chris Murray. Come on, Chris. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing great.
So you'll notice a super cute picture of Chris. You have two beautiful sons. How far apart are they in age?
Oh, 18 months.
18 months. Are you tired?
Yeah.
You tired?
A lot, all the time.
Were you happy to be here last night? And I know you love your wife and sons, but have them in Ohio.
Yeah, the king bed by myself.
By yourself? Did you sleep in?
Yes.
Did anything wake you up in the middle of the night?
7 o'clock. So yeah, that was sleeping in.
I thought about you because I remember. If anybody has kids, you remember those days. You remember them. You kind of feel a little guilty. Didn't last long, I bet. Probably like, thank you. And did you text her this morning? Oh, hey, babe, I love you. I didn't sleep well. I miss you.
I missed her call.
Probably because you were asleep.
That's right.
Well, look, you guys have done an amazing job. We've got a lot of great expansion coming up. I love the expansion in the dual market. There's one thing I just think you guys have nailed. It is your VBE.
Yep.
Tell us what that is.
So the VBE, which is the value-based enrollment, is essentially an HRA call that is set up by you guys in the room. So I wanted to kind of talk about a couple cool stats that we noticed from last AEP versus now.
Perfect.
We saw 160% increase in usage from you guys from year over year from 2018 AEP to 2019. Yeah.
Wow.
The average agent that's actually, the average agent is writing 20 apps through Ascend, which when we get to the VBE piece, what the HRA is if you initiate this with your member, it's a simple phone call that you're not doing. You literally press a button and one of our wellness advocates reaches out to them. You get paid $50 to do that. So that average agent that's doing 20 apps through Ascend, that's $1,000.
Just right off the bat.
Right.
So what is the VBE? In case people in here have never heard of it before.
So the VBE is, the background is all of our carriers, everybody is interested in talking to your members to find out some of these simple health questions to really feel for what programs they qualify for, how to get them onto those programs, and better yet, how do they get them into the doctor so that we can get claims on them so that they know all this data.
Right.
They can take better care of them.
So you can make them better.
Yep, so that's how we do it, and this is a simple way. We know that you guys are most engaged with your members, and we are helping initiate, you guys are helping initiate that HRA call that's gonna happen regardless on the spot. So when you're with your member, after you submit an application, you'll actually come to this page that you see up here, and it says start HRA, and it'll say, you can set an actual time if the member can't do it right then and there, which is fine. Tuesday, 4 o'clock, that works. That's when they'll receive a phone call. Or you can do it right then and there, and we want you to get the heck out of there because, compliance rules, you don't want to sit in there on a 15 to 20 minute phone call like that.
Right.
So
just by setting the appointment, does the agent get paid?
Absolutely. That's
So
it.
what if the client skips the call?
You still get paid.
You still get paid.
We're paying you to initiate the phone call for us.
You're getting paid to it's like an echo. You're getting paid to initiate the call. An extra 50. I agree. I think that is fantastic. I think that is absolutely fantastic.
Yep. It's easy to go to paper at times and do that, right? We just talked about it. And sometimes you might be in a place where you have to do it. But by all means, this is kind of the future, guys. I'm just one carrier talking about this. This is gonna continue you're gonna see this through many other carriers. And we were one of the first to kind of roll this out. And to kind of give you some more on this, our leadership team, Centene, is working with CMS regularly to look for more ways that we can incentivize you guys the same way. Maybe it's a different type of thing that you can do for the member while you're sitting there as well. So it's coming in the near future, and we're pretty excited about it.
So it's out right now. Chris is going to be doing an enrollment breakout session, showing you exactly where on the Ascend platform. But anybody you put with Allwell, you should be cashing in. That's $50. It's marketing. It's administrative.
Administrative fee.
It's an administrative fee, but initiating the call. And if I was you, I'd set the call up right then and there, set it up, and just make it part of I can just say it's part of the process.
Make it part of your presentation to the member, and absolutely. I mean, you may have a few members that maybe decline to do it, but honestly, I mean, to better streamline them with the health plan that they're enrolling with, to get them in the right programs, I mean, I don't know a member that wouldn't be excited about doing that.
Well, I would absolutely call this your guys' power play. And have any of you guys in the audience used the VBE? Beautiful. Did y'all make some extra administrative fees?
Yes.
Excellent. Would you like to make more administrative fees? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, look, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling kind of tired. Who else is feeling a little tired? You know what I'm feeling like?
What?
I'm feeling like a round of egg roulette. What is right? So if I could...
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Becker, and I love having a face for video. You know what I'm talking about, Larry Berger. Today I am your host for the game show that is sweeping the nation. The show is known as Gordon Marketing Hague Rd. We have two contestants on stage. On the right side will ultimately be Rebecca Gordon, superstar host of your weekly Wednesday wrap-up, YouTube sensation, an Emmy-nominated podcast. On your
Give
left,
an applause.
on your left is our good friend from Allwell, Chris Murray. Little known fact, he once danced in Charleston for 15 hours to raise money and awareness for the dumb people. Why? By the way, please don't check my facts. That is a good look. So as you can see, both contestants are sitting down. Here are the rules. We have a carton of eggs somewhere. Some are boiled. Some are boiled.
How rested are you, Chris?
Some are boiled, some are fresh. Exactly. This is a true-false game. Each person will take a turn. Before they take their turn, they will grab an egg and hold it. If they get it right, they get it right. And it goes on to the next contestant. But if they get it wrong, what do you think might happen?
They have to swallow
No, Marvin, I like the way you think, but no, they do not have to swallow the egg. They do have to smash it against their head, though. So that's basically the rules right there.
You go first.
Me?
You're the one who's rested.
I'll go with this one.
Which egg is deadly, or should I say, eggs? As mentioned, this is a true-false question. We're going to begin with our good friend from Allwell, Chris.
I like your hairnet. That's nice. Good
Number
one.
one, seniors are the most or the highest utilizers of the internet. True or false, Chris?
False.
Bum, 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 bum. True.
Hard. You got to nail nail it. Not on me, on you. You gotta nail you.
All right.
What was it? Oh, it's a hard-boiled egg.
It's
All right.
coming, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming, I promise. Rebecca, your true-false question is, United Healthcare will go back 3 years to pay unclaimed commissions.
Who the heck would do that? False.
False is correct.
Yay! Okay.
So what I'm
So I don't have to do anything.
Ah.
I get to hold my egg.
Congratulations, Rebecca.
Thank you, Ken.
Question number 3 for Chris.
Chris has to pick an egg. Okay.
Oh no.
At age 66, the human heart will have beaten 3.7 million times.
True? True.
I like your conviction, but it's false.
Oh.
Oh my God! He got it hard-boiled. The heck?
He had a sixth sense.
Yeah.
It's all hard
Oh
boiled.
my gosh!
I played this at the last rollout, so yeah.
We played this last night.
Rebecca, Ben Franklin helped form a mutual insurance company. True or false?
False.
Oh, it is true. No.
Big Ben did it all. Oh man. Oh, it's in the. It's coming down.
It went down my dress.
Yeah.
It is going down my dress.
No comment. Bonus question.
It is down my dress.
On average,
Thank
how
you.
many times do agents fail AHIP?
On average.
On average.
First time or the third time?
Okay, the answer is 2.
I was gonna say too.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today for Board of Markers. And remember,
You never told me anything about this game.
stay or move, or maybe it's your best. Thank you so much.
Well, Mr. Gordon, if everything looks good to you, we talked about the policy, what all it covers. You said you liked it. You liked everything that it covered for you. It looked good. If you're ready, let's go ahead and sign it and get this taken care of for you.
Kyle, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife about this before I sign up.
Are you tired of being defeated by doubts? Do you find yourself unable to overcome objections? Are you nagged by non-stop niggles? Well, no more! Introducing Easy Sell, the new selling solution. Never be stumped by an objection again. With the press of a button, you can easily overcome any annoying objection your potential client can throw your way. The Easy Sell button always knows what to say. When you're in a bind, just press that button and let Easy Sell do the talking. Easy Sell guarantees that your clients always say yes.
Thanks, Easy Sell.
Stop leaving money on the table. Call now at the number on your screen and get Easy Sell today.
Dad, we wanted to bring you up on stage because you have done this for a long, long time, and it's interesting to us, and we want to get your perspective of this business. How has this business stayed the same, even though we have all these gadgets, we have the internet, we have texting, we have FaceTime, videos, YouTube, celebrities? Is it different or is it the same?
I don't think it's the same. It's totally different. I heard you make a statement that it's so different. You said old people that are lonely is like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. My God, I used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day and I was never lonely. Only took about 10 puffs per cigarette, got rid of it, but that has really changed. I feel sorry for these lonely people if it's like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes, but what stayed the same is that you have to recruit somebody to get them in the business, and I guess you probably recruit people that are high-tech, that know how to run a computer. They have to know how. We didn't even have any idea what a computer was. Matter of fact, I see all these high-producing women sitting out here. I started in 1974, and today you'll have to guess. But we never hired any women, because I hired 2 in my career back in '74, and they weren't interested. And today it seems like the biggest producers, a lot of the biggest producers are women. So that's a big change.
Well, what else have you seen? How are people still meeting their clients?
Well, the big thing I've seen today is all the education that's going on at all these seminars. They're talking about and training on the computer. The computer does this, the computer does that, and it's all over my head, and it's boring. That's a big change, because I'm really excited about the insurance business. I think it's the greatest business in the whole country. I think it's the only business where a person can take enthusiasm and ambition, polish the hubcaps on their car, and put on a white shirt and go out and make a good living and eventually become wealthy. It's a beautiful business. I don't hear anything anymore about recruiting people. I never heard at any seminars. We've got to keep this business rolling by recruiting neophytes, new people off the sidewalk that want to live this good life. Who are they? Truck drivers, van drivers, assistants that work for plumbers, whatever. Lots and lots of young people out here are looking for an opportunity besides a computer that'll do all kinds of things. And we've got, this crowd here is a senior crowd, basically, except for the 2 young ladies sitting at my table. But this has really changed from when I started in business. When I started in business, we were out recruiting people constantly. My wife and I would recruit 1 week a month to build our agency. And I've been teaching the last 2 days with our regional managers on the basics of our business. And it's just foreign talk. First you gotta recruit them. Then you gotta train them. And then you've got to check them. And then you gotta program them. These are basic things that don't happen anymore. And it's very, very hard work, especially to train people. But this is the big change I've seen, Rebecca, in the business. It has just went from basics, which are going to be here forever, to a high-tech situation that is just plumb confusing. Now, it isn't confusing to the new generation because they've been brought up with it. But if we forget as an industry to recruit and to properly train, we're going to have all kinds of problems when it comes to falsely writing these signatures. And some of the things I heard here this morning, it's just scary. It's just really confusing to have to comply with it. Some of these things are ridiculous, but we've got to live with a ridiculous world. But it'll never change about training. Now, some of you have agencies out here and you want to build your agencies. There's only one way to build it, and that's to recruit new blood. And when you bring in the new blood, you've got to train them. You can't assume that they already know, because they don't. They got to be trained to this business. What's the most essential thing about this business? A new recruit has got to make 30 calls a week. He's got to make at least 3 presentations a day. He will make at least 3 to 5 sales a week. And he will become successful. But he won't if you don't train him. And once you train him, you've got to program what he does. You can take anybody off the street and tell them exactly what you want to do next week. We've got 3 maintenance guys that work for us. They fix problems, they mow grass, they do this and that and the other. We program what we want them to do a week in advance, and they do it. And if I don't program the person that's taking care of the grass, they'll walk right past a 1-foot weed. But if you program them, they will take care of all of the things you want done. And that's
I gotta
So
program
what
you. I
I'm
gotta
hearing-
program you right now. Gotta stay on schedule.
What I'm hearing is computers bad, relationships good, and work your asses off. Is that right? I'm just kidding.
Well, one of the things we were talking about last night is that a lot of the young people that come in, they think they can do everything on the computer, the whole world.
Right.
They can get a pet sitter, and they can get
Email.
their food, and they can rent their house. They do everything. So they expect this career to just be boop, 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 boop. No, this is old-fashioned. Talk to
Relationship.
people, meet people, build a relationship. That's not changing.
Right.
And
No
you don't
computer
do
can
that
do
on the
that.
computer. And if you do work on the phone, if you're a phone sales agent, you have to try to replicate that relationship, that old-fashioned touch, to try to get that friendship.
It's a very simple business. Enthusiasm, be aggressive, make 30 calls a week, make 3 presentations a day, and every year you'll get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, and finally you probably get complacent and quit.
Don't do that.
So Dad, let's hear your joke. Every year you have a joke that makes Mom mad. Is this joke gonna make her mad?
Well, probably. This
Sorry,
joke
Mom.
might even put me in jail. I don't know.
We're trying to clean it up. Always trying to clean it
Well,
up.
this joke was sent to me for the AEP, and it is pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I've got to read it, because if I tried to memorize it, I could leave out an important part. So the subject is Medicare Part G. You are an older senior citizen, and you can no longer take care of yourself and need long-term care. But the government says there is no nursing home care available for you. So what do? You may opt for Medicare Part G. The plan gives anyone 75 or older a gun. Part G for gun. And 1 bullet. You may then shoot one worthless politician of either side, bipartisan. This means you will be sent to prison for the rest of your life, where you will receive 3 meals a day, a roof over your head, central heating and air conditioning, and cable TV, a library, and all the health care you need. Need new teeth? No problem. Need glasses? That's great. Need a hearing aid? New hip, knees, kidney, lungs, sex change, or heart? They are all covered. As an added bonus, your kids can come and visit you at least as often as they do now. And who is paying for all of this? The same government that just told you they can't afford for you to go into a nursing home. And you'll get none of the useless politicians while you're at it. You'll get rid of one of the useless politicians while you're at it. And now, because you are a prisoner, you don't have to pay taxes.
Yay!
Now that you have solved your senior long-term care problem, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you for watching our show, everybody. Let's take a break, go visit the vendors, and we'll be back here in about 20 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Dad.